All right, so we're gonna give this another shot. And yet again, I'm sitting here arguing with my laptop, who once again does not want to connect to Chrome. I literally just got this. Oh, I swear, I want so badly to throw this laptop across my yard every single freaking day. I'm gonna sit here. Hopefully, everybody can hear me this time. Um, Today we're going to be working on this journal, doing tucks and pockets. And while I'm waiting for everything to load on my laptop, which, as if you haven't figured out yet, takes forever. This base is what I have typically called a naked journal. And what I mean by that is that it's all paper cut. So when you go from page to page, there's no different material in here. It's all made of paper, some form or fashion. This one I would call more semi-naked because it does have like tissue paper in it. It does have some wallpaper. So it's not just like straight computer paper. This is well, what this is the gowns that they give you in doctor's offices. Those paper gowns, coffee dyed. So it's paper still, but it's different paper. And then this one also has different sizes of paper. So I would call this semi-naked because it's not just computer paper. Excuse me. Whereas this one has book pages. This is cardstock paper from sewing patterns. Try to put stuff out of my way. Doilies, tissue paper again, dictionary page. I've even put in, let me see, where is it? Waist canvas for cross stitch. I personally despise using waist canvas in cross stitch.
Damn it! I am having a really rough day. I forgot to add my computer to the stream. Waist canvas, pain in the butt to work with, in my personal opinion, on as a cross stitch medium. I do like using it in journals because it gives texture, gives some ASMR stuff. It's normally white. I dyed this in coffee. And what I did to decorate it last night was I have these 2 cards and I just glued them and sandwiched that waste canvas in between to kind of give it some decoration as well. I don't have a name for this, I just call it a chaotic journal. Just because rather than it being the quote unquote naked, it uses the different things. See, I was going through and adding pockets into this one last night. This is a piece that I'm working on for somebody. Is there anything different in here besides? So obviously, I have book pages, some music pages, dictionary. And like I said, again, there's tissue from sewing patterns. I'm sure you guys know what this is. Deli paper. I'm going and getting lunch. But that's just to kind of show you a little bit of the difference between the ones that I do. So back to this one. Pockets and tucks. I have this box of pre-made stuff over here that I was going to try to work out of. So these are what I call glue pages. So I have a book. So when I'm gluing, I'm not wasting paper. I just glue straight into the book. And then when the page gets too gluey, I fold it in half, trim it down, and then I have bases for tags or pockets or anything like that. I was going to try to use some of these for pockets today, but I don't want to use the stark white because, I think it's, way too contrasting. So I was going to try to use my cream colored ones that I have, but unfortunately, these are from a donated book. I bought a huge, like a bulk box of books off the internet. And one of the books that was in there was The Passion Party's Guide to Great Sex. Not exactly good materials to use as bases where the wording is going to be visible. Unless you're making a pornographic book for somebody. So, these will go for later. Obviously, we'll not be using those. But I do still have a bunch of other supplies in here that hopefully I can work through and use some of. Now, doing this normally is a lot easier for me because I can have my stuff spread across my 6-foot table. But because my laptop is here, I'm probably going to have to move stuff to the side when I do need to pull out my paper shredder. My paper cutter, trimmer, whatever you want to call it. Because like these are made with regular size envelopes to be side pockets. But as you can see, they're taller than the book. Maybe. Ooh. Okay, let me move this back. Boop. Readjust. Boop. So here's the top edge of the book and the bottom edge of the book. So in order for me to use this as a pocket or a side tuck, I need to trim on both ends. So in order for me to do that, I would have to move this out of the way and then bring my trimmer in. Have I been called a crafting hoarder? Well, Barbie, that's one of the things I like about the junk journaling is that it gives me a reason to hold on to things that normally would go into the trash. And any junk journaler that you would follow on YouTube will tell you the same thing. It's like nothing really is garbage. And there's very few things that can't be used in a junk journal. I've used oatmeal packet pouches as pockets. These are all made out of envelopes. Book pages. Whoops. Woohoo, I just pulled my whole pile out. These are book pages that maybe have have a subject matter that is a little more racy or maybe not necessarily super appropriate. Like this one's about war. So there's mention in here about like the Viet Cong, there's parts in here that talks about the KKK and, stuff like that. And so there's this product, it's called gesso. I make my own. But you can put it over, and as you can see, it mutes. This is what it looks like with gesso on it versus not. So you can see it mutes down the words. So it kind of gives a different aesthetic to it. What else? What other random things have I used? Everything. I'm looking them out around my room and I'm like, envelopes, tissue boxes, any food box can be used as a base for a journal to use, for your cover, for your spine. In fact, down here under my table and to my right is my box of, one of my boxes of cardboard, and it's full of like Pop-Tarts boxes, macaroni and cheese boxes, envelope, the box that the envelope comes in, just random boxes. I have a tote like this, a tub. I guess it's not a tote, it's a tub like this that's full of just envelopes that have come in the mail. Yeah, we are crafting hoarders. Yeah, and honestly, I do. I think that's the beauty of this particular hobby, is that it gives you that creative freedom to think outside the box. What can I use? And the answer to that is literally anything you want. I think the trickiest part about using different mediums is that different mediums require different glues. When you're gluing fabrics, you can't use just a regular Elmer's glue because it won't hold. But if you're gluing like thin paper to thin paper, you can get away with Elmer's glue. Sometimes you can get away with a glue stick. I'm a little iffy. This is my favorite glue stick. I like Uhu glue sticks. They seem to hold the best. But none of my journals are more than like 2 years old. So do I know that things that are done with the glue stick are actually holding? I don't really know. I can't say for sure. And if you saw on my my craft room tour, you'll see that I have shelves upon shelf upon shelf upon shelf of just random things. I'm going to mute you guys for a second so that I can blow my nose. And seeing Barbie, on my craft room tour, you saw that the 9 square cubbies that are on the wall behind me, that all used to be yarn. I had 27 of those 12 by 12 cubes were nothing but yarn. And when crocheting became too hard for me, and I've shared this before, when it became too difficult for me, I let all of my kids, my daughter and my 2 daughters and daughters-in-law, however you say that, come shopping. And they all kind of went through and they took yarns that appealed to them. And I then made a big donation to a group that I'm in called, oh my goodness, Operation Military Stocking. And it's a group of people that crochet granny squares. And then they send the squares over to the coordinator. And she has a team of people in her community that attach all of those granny squares together, and they make stockings. And she sends them out year round to military groups that are currently deployed. And so I posted in the group that, hey, I'm getting out of crocheting. And I had 10 people send me their name and address, and I just boxed up what was left and sent each of them, a box of yarn. And that's where the rest of my yarn went. And I've since replaced all of those cubbies and almost filled all of those cubbies now with junk journaling crap, as my husband calls it. But in addition to that tote of envelopes that I have, two of the cubbies that are right here on my desk are also full of envelopes. Playing cards. Again, I'm kind of just scanning playing cards. CD holders, those paper. I can't get to them right now. They're behind my basket of stuff. But like the paper sleeves for CD holders, those make great like flip out pockets. So it really is, your imagination. And I would love for you to come up, Barbie, sometime when you're doing, to do a diamond painting. I want to start having people, come in and be on panel, and obviously you don't have to like talk as, if you don't want to or whatever, but just to be on camera so people can see other diamond painting projects besides just mine. And I do apologize. I have a cough today. If you watched my video yesterday, you'll know that I ended early because I had some chores, had some errands and stuff we needed to do, and that took me out in the 40-degree cold, and that has really wreaked havoc on my lungs. They're still my lungs are still really tight from being out in the cold yesterday. Yeah, coming out of Canada, it's definitely, I mean, I know the Operation Military Stocking people, they're always, they're always grateful for getting stuff. Yeah, I have a box full of craft stuff. Exactly. But shipping in and out of Canada into the, between Canada and the United States is insanely crazy. Stop calling her house a box. Exactly. So I have a mixture of materials. I'm going to try to keep my arm out of the screen as much as possible, but like I said, I've got some over here, I've got some here. I mean, it's kind of everywhere. So as we kind of move through this, hopefully I'm not like blocking the view too much. Hit send too early. Well, so when I'm doing a journal, I tend to not put a pocket on the front, just because that's the first thing you see. And when you open it, it'll flop. And I have issues with things on the front page then falling out. Again, that's my personal preference. When you make your own, that's up to you. This is also a bag. The other half of it is right here. So it's a pocket in and of itself. I have yet to decide. I don't know if I want to cut this and make this a pocket or just leave it as a page and decorate both sides of the page. I haven't figured that out yet. So I think we did. Yeah. I was trying to remember if we did every page. With the decorative edge. Looks like we did most of them, but that's okay. I will make it work. So let's do this. Let's give myself a pile and then I can get this box out of my way. I guess I'll pick that up when I move. What I was saying on the first attempt at this was one of the few reasons, couple of reasons that I was late to start today was because I was trying to find my templates. I have a stack of templates that are just like unique folds, like ways to take a book page and fold it in a certain way to make it into a pocket. And I have those templates, and unfortunately I've rearranged my craft room so many stinking times. I don't know where they're at the moment. I was really frustrated, and I was like watching the clock, and I'm like, and then I finally, start to log in, and my computer goes all stupid. I'm like, yeah, it's been a rough morning. So far, this 12 o'clock time slot is not working out in my favor. So this was one pocket design. It is to go like this around a page. Let's do it on this one. And so you glue it, and this again, it's made out of an envelope. You can see the postage there. It goes around the page, and on this one you glue here and here. Sorry, here, top and bottom. You glue it down. And it makes you a pocket here. And then when you're on the other side, you have the choice. You can either glue it top and bottom and have a side pocket, or you can glue the bottom and the side and make it a top pocket. I may use this a little bit later on one of the pages we don't have the decorative edging on, because, it'll get hung up. If we put it on a decorative edge when we're sliding stuff in and out, it's going to get caught. So we can't really use that one just yet. I also have these that I've made. This is transparency paper, or that plastic. And then I put book page around the edge and sewed it. I don't know how well you can see the stitches there. And I'll trim off these and make it straight and glue it down. One thing I did discover when I was trying to use these last time is I do have to trim those up before I glue them down as well. So it would go like this on a page, and it gives you a blue for the pocket. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these in this book because there's not a whole lot of blue in here. And I don't know that, I don't know. I don't know about injecting blue. So I'll set those off to the side as well. So right now I'm just kind of going through this pile next to me. Same concept. Goes around the page. Like this. But this one's a little big for this page. But I can put that other one, huh? One small enough. Yeah. I hear you, Barbie. Well, have fun, I guess, and good luck in whatever it is that you're having to do today. Hopefully it's something fun. My glue is... I tried to make it easier on myself, so I had my glue sitting upside down while I was trying to find my templates earlier. There we go. Try to stay on screen as much as possible. So this one, I'm going to make it as a top pocket on the other side. So I'm gluing all the way across the bottom. Ooh, if I can get my glue to go. Come on. I also need to do it right-handed, which is ironic since that's the hand that is supposed to be the weak one. And then this little tiny flap up here for this side. Let me take this comment down so you guys can see. Drugstore for the hubby. Not fun. So I've talked a little bit about this glue. This is the Fabrifix. Now the name would imply, most people would assume that, you know, it is meant for fabric only, but it is paper to paper, paper to fabric. It can glue wood down, or at least they say it can. I haven't tried it, but the reason I like it the best is because it grabs really quickly. So you're not sitting here having to, wait forever. I needed to go up the side as well on this one. I gotta wait for my glue to get back down there. Oh, good Lord. This is also what happens when the glue gets low. For whatever reason, it gets like really obnoxious about coming out of the bottle. It doesn't come in this bottle. This is a Sugar Bell icing bottle. It's meant for cake decorating. But again, it's got that really, really fine tip. So you can control where your glue is going a lot better. Especially in comparison to, you know, the bottle that originally comes in. So again, this was an envelope base. This pocket was. It's decorated with paper that I stamped and painted myself and collaged. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? So again, gluing it where I did, top, bottom, creates a pocket here. So you can put it in that way, or you can put it in this way. And it creates, I went with an upper pocket on this side. So I glued the bottom and the side, creating that upper pocket. This is also something, this is a collage piece that I made and stamped myself. It's just on a piece, it's over regular scrapbook paper that I didn't like. So it gives me the white back that I can then cut this as a tag, and it automatically gives you a writing space on the back. These are pockets that I made with envelopes. You can see it's an envelope base, but I use the insides of the envelopes as the decoration. I haven't decided if I'm going to cover that up or how much of that I want to cover. Because I like this design, even though it is sideways. I don't know. Seeing something like this, I think that black. What do you guys think? Does that black look good against that? I could also do a pocket like this. Again, made with an envelope. You know, it's got the windows, right? This is just simply cutting this part of the envelope and then using the insides of other envelopes to collage over it. But it gives you these little windows, so you could go, like, you could use it as a pocket like this. And then when you slide stuff in, you'll see what's on your tag showing through the windows. And you could do it like, you know, like just as a single piece like this one, or you could do it like this one. I figure out where the top is. So this one's going this way. So again, there's your pocket, and you slide things in and out. That's too wide. Where'd that little one go that I had? I like the way the black plays off of there. Because as I put I always take the pin out with my mouth, but it kind of makes it hard for me to talk. Because I am just going paper to paper, I'm going to use wet glue for this. Again, I have this tiny bottle. It's got this itty bitty little tip on the end of it. Bought these on Amazon. I think there were 3 in the pack or 5 in the pack. Here's a decision you get to make. If you want the pocket to be a pocket itself, just make that U shape and glue on your corners. And then when you glue it down, you'll have a pocket, an inside pocket, and then you can tuck something else behind it. Or glue the whole thing down, and then you have just the single pocket. I love pockets. I love being able to put a bunch of stuff in my journals. So I'm just going to do that U shape. And then I can have as a double pocket. When you watch videos, you'll see a lot of, well, I don't know that any don't really, now that I'm thinking about it. They have like a circle punch, and they'll do like a thumb pull. So it'll be like a half moon cut out. So you can pull your stuff out. I lost my circle punch, I don't know, forever and a day ago. I don't know where it's at. I'm assuming it's in the same spot as my gorgeous preserve. What is it? Something preserves. My ink. It's a purple ink, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And I bought it. I used it once, and I haven't seen it since. I'm wondering if my couch ate it. I just haven't turned my couch over to figure that out yet, because I got to turn it upside down. Let's see, I think these are... I was wondering. I think that's too little to... Oh, you know what I could do? I wonder if I have 2 of the same size. Listen to me. Do I have 2 of the same size? Well, I'm getting ready to get my paper cutter out to cut them. Slide the book over for a sec. So they are the same height. Make them the same width. Even this, don't throw this away. Little tiny scraps. I've got a whole pile of them going over there. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it. Oh, you know what? I only needed 1 brain. I only need 1 brain. And again, I guess this depends on you. Because I've got the words already going in crazy different directions, doesn't matter. I only need 1. Go here and here. I'm like, oh, my initial thought was I needed 2 to make 2 triangles. It's like, duh, you're cutting 1 rectangle in half. You're already making 2 triangles. So I'm just going to use the wet glue on this one. Stick a tuck up in this corner. So because I'm using the wet glue, I do have to hold it for a brief time just to get it to grab. If I was using the Fabrifix, I could glue and then let it go. I'll kind of show you the difference there, I guess. I need to unglue my top though. Make sure I'm gluing the right pieces. So again, with the corner tuck, I'll get my glue down there. You're going to glue on 2 sides. Ugh. This should not require 2 hands. This sucks. Come on, glue. There it goes. And I promise you, working with Fabrifix is not usually that difficult. I'm really struggling with it for several reasons. Number one, you see how quickly that grabs though? I don't even have to hold it. It's done. And then it'll just sit and it'll dry on its own. Number one, there's a hole in my bottle. A fingernail went through it. So there's a piece of tape over it. So I don't exactly have full air compression. It is low, which for whatever reason, I don't know why, I have not been able to figure that out, but for whatever reason, when it gets low, it doesn't flow as nicely. And also I had it laying on its side. So all the glue had to like go down again. And it kind of, I don't know what the word is. It got more goopy because the wet stuff was not down in the nozzle. So I'm going to be better about that and put it over there upside down where I was trying to keep it. So again, what this does is it creates a tuck. Now you could take 2 different things and tuck one in the top, one in the bottom, or take a long something. Make sure there's, nope, there's an appointment on the back of that one. This is going to be long enough. Nope. I'm trying to find something long. All right. So stamp and glue page. It's a mess. So you could take a piece of paper, or some sort of like a poem or even a big picture, for example, and tuck one corner in here and one corner in here. Obviously, this page is still too big. So like half here and half here. Just as a quick example. Like that. I said, or you can tuck something in one corner and one in the other corner. All kinds of different ideas there. However you want to do that. Let's see. What's this Also made out of an envelope. One Main Financial. Folded up on the back. I made a pocket. Left the window open. Got a tag, so the tag shows through when you put it on. Collage the back just for some decorative. Now, obviously, this is going to, if you're to use this, you're going to need it to be on a flat-edged paper. Can't go there because then it interferes with your spine. We want to put, oh, it's got to go this way. We could go here. And here's the thing about these. You glue these here, right? This becomes a fold out like this. But when you come over to the other side, you will have to do something here to cover this piece up. I don't want to cover up my wallpaper, so I'm not going to put it there. Yeah, I'm going to put it on the back of that. Because this paper is already in trouble structurally, I'm going to go ahead and use the Fabrifix. So what are you up to today, sis? Come on. There we go. Remember, Fabrifix is silicone based. Oh, just found another hole. Hopefully I didn't just spend too much time fighting with it. Also, you want to make sure that you don't put that right up on that fold. You want to give it just a little bit of space so that things can fold, flip out easily. I'll figure out something to put there to cover that up. Oh, hands are numb again. Do you have any like compression gloves? Sorry, I have a straight pin in my mouth. So all I'm doing here, the envelope is separated a little bit from itself. So I was just adding some wet glue there. I think what I will do here put a decorative paper roll on the edge. Another fun thing to do with book pages. This is literally just folding it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. making a decorative paper edge. I was thinking about putting ribbon here, but I'm going to try this with glue stick. I don't know where my glue book is at. Just got some glue on my table. No biggie. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to put it under here just so I don't accidentally. This is another thing, because this page over here is longer than this page. I don't want to accidentally glue my two pages together. Again, this is just with a glue stick. So you want to give it a good squish. See, because I would have glued it would have glued to this page. I'm going to take it like this. Where's my scissors? I'm going to trim off my two edges. I highly recommend you also have a pair of what is in the trade is called sticky scissors. These are scissors you only use if you're cutting through glue. Otherwise, you're going to constantly be having glue on all of your scissors that you have to clean all of your scissors, where if you have just one pair of glue scissors, you only have to clean one pair. So I'm not going to open completely out because, again, this is still a little bit wet. But here's the pocket or the flip out. Here's your tag. You can put other stuff. I'll probably put like some sort of a decoration on here at a later date. Little flip out. Because that's still wet, I'm going to go ahead and... I don't want to accidentally glue my pages together. Ah, bummer. Hey, Sophie. Yeah. That's the joys of living with a little one, right? Your stuff is always their stuff. How are you doing today, Soph? Are you marking yourself safe today? So this is collaging with book page rather than envelope. There was something else. When I got up earlier, it was actually... I really need more organization. I need an organized brain is what I need. If I could get my brain organized, I would be doing a heck of a lot better. So this is something else to do with envelopes. If you happen to come across, mark safe. If you happen to come across edge punches in the secondhand store, or you have a bunch, take your decorative envelopes and just make, strips. And these can go along the edges, again, along edges of your pages, just as decoration. If we didn't have it cut out, find one that's not. So like this, you can put it like this on the edge of your paper. And again, that's not functional. It's not, it's thin paper, so it's not going to work as like a tuck or anything. It just gives some decoration to it. I have several different kinds of punches. I have this one, which if I decide to use any of these, I'll also incorporate these so that it brings that blue, brings some blue into the journal. Do I have? Yeah, those are the only two that I have. I threw one of them out because I was getting so mad trying to like punch edges, and it kept getting stuck. It would do like 1 and 2, and then on the third one it would stick and tear my paper, and so I just got mad and threw it away. I tried sharpening it. It didn't work. So I have this design and I have this design. And again, it's, all kinds of different insides of envelopes. So I could go through and pick any color that might go with the journal that I'm working on. So just another way to use those envelopes that come in your mail instead of throwing them away and having them go to your recycle bin. Make decorations out of them. I know things are a little rough out there today. I'm kind of I slept in a bit this morning, and I woke up to my get the hell out of bed alarm going off, and came out, made myself a cup of coffee, sat on the couch, started catching up on a live, and fell back asleep and woke up to my, hey, it's a half hour till your stream. Go post on TikTok and Instagram. That was the alarm I woke up to. So I'm like, oh crap, I've got a half an hour to get myself together this morning. I'm telling you, that's what happens though. Just that little bit of running around yesterday just physically wiped me out. I was in bed last night, on and off. I couldn't sleep, but I couldn't stay awake either. So I kept like falling asleep, like uncontrollably, but then I would wake up 15 minutes later, and then I'm like, I had to have fallen asleep because my phone's on the floor. But I couldn't stay asleep for nothing. I'm like, it sucks. So I can't use a lot of the wraparound stuff that I have in this pile again, because like I said, we chose to do the decorative edging on this. So a lot of the I don't have a whole lot of pages that have that empty edge to do wraparounds. I might have to stand up and grab. Oh, no, I don't have to stand up. I can grab it from right here. Ooh. And again, I have totes and bowls and buckets of pre-made stuff. Apparently I kicked myself out of the stream. I was like, what did I just do? I bumped my mouse and kicked myself out. So yeah, what I was saying is I have totes and Rubbermaids and bowls, everywhere, of pre-made stuff. So these are cool little pockets. Let's see if I can find one that aesthetically works in this particular journal. So I wanted to cut, because this is wallpaper, but you only really have this little tiny bit of decoration over here. Oh, Sophie, something too is I started my stream, and I started the scheduled stream, and I had some malfunction, so I had to end it and start a new one. So that might also have caused a hiccup for you. So rather than having this big empty space here of the this side of the wallpaper, if you look on the back, this is the back side of it, upside down, of course. This side's pretty plain and boring, but I have this is another really cool style of pocket. Well, that's way too bright for this. So I have this one. That one would be too bad. No reds. I think reds is trying to introduce a different color spectrum into this. That one went, well, I think I'm going to stick in a brown family because I'll have brown shining through here and then it'll be up against brown. Oh, that doesn't help because that's all the next ones. So I have this one with butterflies. I have this one that's a little paisley-esque. This one's kind of collage-y. This one's got a collage background with the brown. That's too dark. I'm rolling that one out myself. That one's too dark. This one's like collage to newspaper type. And then there's this one. You got 5 new subs? That's awesome. I'm really drawn to this one. I think I'm going to go with that one. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one. So, fun little pockety here. So this starts with a 6x6 piece of cardstock. You fold it in half. You cut at that 3-inch here into the center, and that half of that folds over this way and makes a pocket here. And then this one folds the opposite direction. And then on this particular one, I have a little notepad on here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go like this, and you're going to glue here, here, and here on the back. And because this is a little heavier, I'm going to use the thicker glue. Again, this is one of those little notches. I made these notches with my envelope maker. Again, since I can't find my circle punch. So I just use my little envelope maker to make the notches there. So what you're doing is you're using this flap to create another pocket. I just got to get my glue going again. I've got to go to Walmart and get more glue today. Especially since while we were out and about yesterday, I didn't go to the grocery store and get lizard food. So I went to make their salad this morning, and I'm like, oh, whoops. All they have are stems. They're not too happy about, all they have are parsley stems and cilantro stems and mustard seed or mustard leaf stems, but it's better than going hungry, right? I also really need to switch into a bottle that doesn't have a hole in it. That would make a tremendous difference in my glue actually coming out of the bottle. You guys can't hear it on your end, I'm sure, but every time I squeeze, it's like, psh, you can hear the air escaping. So again, I'm making that U, trying to anyway. You might have heard that air, that little air fart there. Let's see, but it's like, ugh, my bottle is not working. Okay. I'm going to do this the no way. Sorry. Don't lead by my example. This is what I ended up having to do last night, as I used a glue stick as a spreader. Now, one would think that, the tape would be good enough to seal the hole, but apparently not. Either that or I've sprung a new one. I'm not sure. But my glue bottle is not working. Where did my lid go? It is. It is not working. So again, you're making that U because you're turning this into a pocket. Find your place. Glue it down. Stress got the better of you. Hi, Solly. The joys of life. So this is paper that I coffee dyed, this background here. I coffee dyed, but I put a plastic placemat in between the pages. So it's textured. It's raised. You can see where the paper went in between. So when you flip this out, you have this little notebook here. And then a pocket here. These were fun to make, and it's a good use for 6x6 pads or scraps. So like you've cut a piece of scrapbook paper down and you've got, strips like this left over. You can use these. And as you saw, even you can make smaller ones if you've got smaller paper. The key to this is that it's got to be an even. So you can do them 3x3, cut, fold in half and then cut at 1.5 inches, 4x4, 5x. It doesn't matter. Just, it has to be a square. So any scrap you have, you can make these pockets out of. Gosh, it's been an hour already. It's crazy. So when I use papers like this, you see the front is decorated and the back is white. I will try to usually either stamp on these or do some sort of decoration just so that it's not stark white. I don't know that I have anything pre-made small enough to fit there. I'm scanning. I'm scrolling. Oh, these are fun too. I forgot about those. Let's see if I have a short one. Could always do a, nope, too wide. So we could do a playing card pocket. How about, nope, too wide. This is a pocket made out of wallpaper. A pouch made out of book page. Fun. Now I need to clear my corner off over here so I can get back to have access to my sewing machine again. Pockets. I think there's something little to fit on that white. Oh, she likes her bracelet. Awesome. Hi, Susie. This one? And it was pretty, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just paper, 2 pieces of paper. And I just sewed around the edges, folded it in half, and then decorated. So this, you can see the collage here. So again, you know, a lot of times what people will do is they'll go like this and they'll take a decorative paper clip of some sort and just think off to the side like that and pin it on. And then it just pulls off. You can, you know, you write on the inside of it and then hook it back in. I'm still working on trying to like doing decorative paper clips. So Susie Q, are you like old-fashioned lady like I am? I love the look of the old-fashioned era houses. I like it in architecture. I like it in clothes. Don't have anything little to fit right there. Oh, except for really bright stuff in the back. Oh, look, see, a pocket. And it's made out of an oatmeal packet. You just glue it down. You have a pocket. So these are fun. Too big to fit there, but I'll go pink on pink. And then just stencil this over here. So these are fun because this is a pocket. This is a pocket. And there's a little stamped tag. And then this folds out into a secret writing space. Boop, boop. I think I'm going to put that there. I'm like really disorganized today. I'm not sure this noon time is working for me. Now, when I'm gluing a big space like this, like you saw me do the glue stick. And then I'm just going to go around the edges with the wet glue. Just because the edges tend to lift on any project. And especially with glue stick. If you're going to lose any structure using a glue stick, it's going to be on your edges. And just for schnitz and giggles, I do a little bit extra. Boop, boop, boop. going to guess that my dragons are going crazy out in the other room because I'm here by myself. My dogs are outside. There is a hell of a racket coming from the other room. My shark is not on schedule because I haven't turned it back on since I turned it off last week. Just the right wrist. You know, and it's funny because when she was here, after you guys went to the expo, and then she was here for those couple of days, I was really noticing how particular she is about things. You know, and I know you've said before about like how the her comforter, she has to have it go in a certain, you know, it's always got to be the picture up or whatever. But even when she was snuggled up with that blue fuzzy blanket we have here, it had to be a certain way. If it was not, it was upside down, and she would just be very upset about it. So it kind of lends itself again to, you know, some of that suspicion that there might be, that she may actually fall on the spectrum somewhere. She's very she has a hard time with things that are not that are out of place or out of, you know, out of ordinary. You know, like when I take my glasses off, she does not like that either. I love it. Now you have to get some balloons and, like, you know, make it stand up, make her hair stand up with them. Yeah. Yes, I mean, because like even like just to play with her, like when we're roughhousing and stuff, and I take my glasses off so that, you know, I don't get my glasses broke or I don't get smacked in the face and, you know, get hurt. She'll stop playing just because I'm not wearing my glasses, and she will obsess until I put my glasses back on. So again, there's a pocket. And yeah, this is snagging because it is a. Let me go this way. Because it is a card and there's the raised. So now you have a pocket. And I just saw that was made out of an oatmeal packet. See, my corner, my edge is not sticking. So I wanted to get through at least one signature doing pockets and tucks, but I'm having a hard time finding. So this is the other ones that I was talking about. Same concept. It's just on a regular card, and then it's got this little, just a hidden writing space. And you could do these as a pocket. I don't know if it'll fit in here. So like you could tuck it like this. Nope, that's too small. Let me find a pocket that I've already done. Back to the beginning. Let's see if I can find a pocket. So like this one, you could tuck it in like this as a tag and then leave that little flap poking out. Or you can tuck it all the way in. And then it's a total surprise when you pull it out that there's something else there. And again, this is also a pocket underneath that little envelope there. So you make a tag to go there. But like I said, you can tuck it so that the little flap is out and it's not too much of a surprise, or tuck it all the way in, and then you'll see like that little tag sticking out. It's like this. So when you put it in, you'd see a tag stick in there. Cut this into a tag maybe, but when you pull it out, it's like, surprise. Fun. These were fun to make too. I made a bunch of these. Oh, I'm already in my second signature. I didn't even see. Daughter called. Love it. Catching up on comments. Sorry. Hey, Forever Young. Didn't see you pop in. How are you today? Perpetual mom hair. Yeah, same thing. You know, she's used to seeing me with my hair up. And so when I wear my hair down, it's like she almost doesn't recognize me. She gets so confused. Yes. Out of spoons 871 with an underscore between each. So out underscore of underscore spoons underscore 8 underscore 71 on IG. And yes, it is in my community tab as well. So I'm starting to make a waiting list just to let you know I'm currently working on 2 separate journals. I've got this one started for somebody. And I'm waiting on some details for my other one that I'm working on. So, and of course this one, when we're done with this one, if somebody likes the way the pages are being decorated, then I can work with that person to just figure out the cover, and just roll with that as well. Here I am sitting there thinking I wanted to get at least through one signature, and I'm already halfway through my second one. Didn't realize it. I mean, I don't mind staying on as long as people want to stay and watch. See, I'm telling you, these were really fun. These were a lot of fun to make. And again, I mean, it takes minimal. So when you cut off of, like, these were all cutoffs from a different project that I was working on. So I had all these little cutoffs left. And again, this is another one made out of an oatmeal bag. My stomach's like, oatmeal? What? Are you talking about food? I'm hungry. Envelopes made out of these are fun too. This is how well you can, I'm sure you can see the receipt books, guest checks that you get at, old school restaurant right in your, and it's just covered with a napkin, decoupaged with a napkin. Got a whole stack of them that I need to do. That's that one. That one. So these you can cut the corners and turn into a tag. You can glue top and bottom, turn into a what they call a belly band. That was not what I meant to do. I'm doing this with you guys, then I end up with this major like cleanup project after the fact. Because everything just ends up in a pile to my left, and then I'm like, oh man, now I gotta go put it all away. So here's another one of those bags. This is the bags that go in the toilet, or not in the toilet, in the hygiene containers in public restrooms. That's all those are. Awesome. And as you can see, really, I mean, they're not difficult to make. And I've said before, this literally is my favorite part of doing journals. I love making the pieces that go in the journal. And I'm just going to do a quick count of the containers I have of pre-made stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, and then all my photo boxes behind me. I forgot about all those. So yes, I have pre-made stuff galore. It's just a matter of trying to stick within the colors. Like when I choose the papers, like I love these. I love my little pockets, but they're all blue. There's not really any blue in here. So in order for me to use these, I have to then figure out where to incorporate blue somewhere else. Probably not going to happen. So as I'm going through my pre-made stuff, it's always also okay, does that fit in this book? Does it fit within the colors that are here? So if in going through all of my pre-made stuff, I can't find something that really fits, then I have to whip out my supplies and, make something on the fly. Maybe I'll leave that since there's lines there already. Maybe I'll leave that, because it kind of creates a natural writing surface. I was going to grab my music book, but there's not really. Yeah, we'll just do it. I'm like, there's not really any music pages in this book, but. And this combines two of my favorites. It's actually music, or sheet music, but it's sheet music in a different language. Which I never really gave much thought to music being written in a foreign language, but it does. It combines my two. So you can see so this is Tokyo. Not gonna try Tokyo something. So obviously this is Japanese, but you can see the lettering, the Japanese lettering, and then the Japanese, I guess translated into words. Set this aside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tiered. So if I put it in half, is it going to be narrow enough? Yes. I'm getting glue all over my table because I don't know where my glue book is at the moment, because I moved all of my journaling stuff out of the way to have my diamond painting stuff up yesterday. So I'm just gluing that, folding it in half just to give it some extra stability. Because what I'm going to do is a folded like a tiered pocket, like this one. So if you see here, let me find something a little smaller than a card. So there's a pocket here, a pocket here, pocket here. Oh, I glued it all the way down. So there's a pocket, a short pocket, and a short pocket. So I'm going to do the same thing with that book page. Oh, I know what that is. This way. I'm going backwards. Hi, Anchek. How are you? Nope, I'm still going the wrong way. What am I doing here? My brain is trying to work against me, is what's going on here. So let's do it that way. Yeah, I downloaded the background, and I wish that, if you look over here on the corner, you'd still see the calendar. It was like a calendar background, and I could delete like all the words and everything out of it, but I couldn't delete that little calendar. And it kind of irritated me. But I was trying to find something a little serene to put as the background. Yeah, I know YouTube is being really finicky. I don't know, it's being really obnoxious. And I would be less irritated, to be honest, if it was being consistently obnoxious. But it's like between all the channels that I'm subscribed to, I had like, I don't know, 8 or 9 that did lives this morning while I was sleeping. And I got notifications for 2. I think most likely it was from Canva. That's where I've got most of my stuff from. And I'm still on the free version of Canva because I'm a broke ass bitch. And I will be for a long time until my disability stuff comes through. I'll have a little bit of spending cash once my daughter transfers the insurance on the car so I can take it off of mine. But I'm going to be pretty broke until my insurance, until the disability determination is done, which in my lovely state can take up to 5 years. So I'm going to be broke for a while. So I'm having to use as many free services as I can. I'm hoping that, because I have so many different physical things that are keeping that, that prompted me to have to quit my job, that my application will not take 5 years to process through, but I'm not crossing, I'm not crossing my fingers at all because my state sucks when it comes to disability. They like to tell people, oh, you can't work, but then we're not going to give you a way to survive either. That flat. That flat. So again, using the glue glue stick, and that's just to hold those flaps. It's not structurally, because again, as thick as this paper is, I would definitely not use it to secure, to hold my pockets. You saw that I used the Fabrifix for that. So something to keep in mind if you're making a pocket like this. So again, you'll see how the pocket, it's real shallow. That's as far as it goes in. It's just a shallow little pocket. Another little shallow pocket. Now you can glue this in that U shape. And when you glue it to the paper, this becomes a big pocket, the whole length. You can even go halfway down. But if you're going to make this a pocket itself, what you want to make sure is that your folds are going down. Because if you glue it this way, you can glue the 3 sides, but you're going to get hung up on those folds, right? So you want to make sure that your folds are going down so that when you slide your tag or whatever in the big pocket, it goes with those folds. So just something to keep in mind when you're doing a pocket like this. And again, because I love pockets, I'm going to leave that as a big pocket as well. But I'm really struggling with my glue. I think I have sprung another hole. Because my glue is really having a hard time coming out. And I'm hearing a lot of air escaping. So again, kind of trying to get the glue going here. So I'll get this pocket glued on, and then I think I'll start working on being done for this. Hey, Shyla. Watching me struggle with this glue is not making for good marketing, is it? And it is like a quadruple edged sword. I have a broken bottle. I have low glue. And I have weak hands. All working, trying to work together, and it's not working quite so well. And I think it's probably pretty clear that I've done most pockets, that even between pockets and tucks, pockets are my favorite. I haven't done a whole lot of tucks in this video. I think I've done one set, maybe. Pocket, tucks. Yeah, I've done one set of tucks and all the rest of the pockets. Flips with a pocket. Flips with a pocket. Ugh. Color tucks do I have? Already pre-made. Oh, these were fun too. Little patchwork pockets. Whipping out my sewing machine again. So again, just, make your decision if you want to do it as a U this way and have a top. You could do 2 corners and have it slided this way. Or you could do top, side, bottom and have it this way. These were fun. I need to make some more of these too. I think my tucks, all I have are green and pre-made. My little corner tucks. How about... Technically, a belly band is a tuck, right, Tam? Because you tuck things into it, so technically, in my mind, a belly band is a tuck. So I'm just going to cut this in half. Oh, these were fun too. So strips of paper, hole punch the image out, and then glue the paper down in the strips, and it creates, you know, just a little decorative something or others. Dragonfly, flower. Where was the last one? Right there. Just trying to spread stuff out. This is that paper that I was talking about that had the weird perforations in it, that texturally I personally like. It does make it a little difficult to do certain stuff on. Like I would have a hard time using a belly band on this page because those holes are going to create like a snag point for anything you're sliding under that. I might do one of those wraparounds on this one since I tried to hole punch this back here, you'll see, and I was really struggling with the getting stuck in the hole puncher, so I didn't punch a lot of them moving forward. So I may do one of those wraparound ones on this page. I think I will. Digging through the pile, digging through the pile. So again, another use of an envelope. I think this is going to be, I might have to trim it down because I think that's going to be, it's not going to give you much room there. So, pencil. Haha. See, my pencils are put away. My pencils are put away. I can actually find those. Get them in the right spot. I'm going to trim that down real quick. Didn't go all the way through. And again, don't throw this away. You can use that for something. Trust me. Anything you trim off can be used for something. I didn't measure this side to figure out how narrow I wanted to go, but that's okay. So again, save. You can use these as page edgings. You know, like if you've got a plain edge like this, you could take a strip and just kind of run it down to give that page some extra decoration. So like I have all these cutoffs from another book. Just to give some decoration. So don't ever throw anything away. Save the landfills. So this was a collage piece that I did. And again, it's on an envelope. You can see that window there. And it'll be a wraparound double pocket. So pocket on this side with a window, and then you'll have the pocket on this side. See, there's some more of that paper. It's got that perforation in it. But it creates a cool texture. I love it. Yeah, I need to go through and add all of my hashtags. I do that from my laptop because I've discovered that trying to find hashtags on the phone app kind of sucks. But if you do the hashtagging from the laptop studio version, the laptop version of Studio, when you start to type it in, it actually will give you options that are close, and then you can pick from a drop down. Whereas doing it on my phone is a total guessing game. So if you do it on your laptop or on your computer, it gives you suggestions rather than you guessing at what some suggestions might be. If that makes sense. I'm just really fighting with this laptop. It's the daily fight with it is really, it's really getting old. But I'm stuck with it, so it is what it is. I'm gonna sit here and fight with the glue yet again. And even though you guys are watching me struggle with this glue, please take my word for it. It is worth the expense, especially if you're working with mediums other than paper products. So when you're using fabrics and stuff, you're gonna need a fabric glue. Sorry, I gotta squeeze. It's killing my hands. And like I said, I've got a few factors working against me with this glue today, so it's not normally this challenging. So as you saw, I just glued across the top and the bottom. I could have glued along that folded edge, but in reality, it doesn't affect the function or the structure of the pocket at all. So now you have a pocket, a big pocket here, and a big pocket here that has a window. I do try to keep those numbers hidden, but this is a dead card. It's an old benefits card from an insurance from 2 jobs ago. So it's not really valid to anything. But I should still try. But yeah, so you'll have a window. So when you make something to go in this pocket, you're going to want something that's going to be pretty to show, that can show through. See, like this. When you stick it in there, you'll be able to see what shows through the pocket. So do that on tag day. Back to belly band. So they do call this a belly band. I'm going to go because this is up against the yellow. And it was funny because the first time I said that one time in a group that was not junk journaling, people thought it was like the belly band that you use for pregnancy. And it was like, how do you use that? How do you use that in journaling? I was like, oh yeah. It just kind of made me giggle a little bit. But I was like, oh, yeah, I guess there is more than one meaning. So your belly bands can be any length. They can be the entire height of your page. They can be short. You can do several on a page, which I've done before too, done like 3 little short ones. So like one here, and one here, staggering them. And they can be as wide or as narrow. You just want them to have some structure to them. And you're going to glue just on the top and the bottom. And what all you're doing here is making a spot for things to tuck in. So I'll use this. So you would tuck it in like that, and it just holds it in place. So you'd put decorative papers under there. And that came off of a guest check that had that decoupaged napkin on it. And eventually I'll use the other half of that for something. We'll get through this second signature, not last signature, because I still have one more to go. Is there anything up against pink? My nose is driving me crazy today. Too big to go there. Don't like brown on brown. That might be kind of nice, huh? Bring some of that pink over. So this is just a writing space. You open it up, but it looks like an envelope. I could glue it and actually turn it into an envelope if I wanted to, but and again, you have this choice. You can glue it completely down so it's flat, or you can glue it as a U and then turn this into a top pocket. And I think for my sanity, so I don't have to use that big heavy glue again, I'm going to glue the whole thing. I'm not going to make it as a pocket, so I don't have to worry about using the big strong glue. Again, I'm going to go around the edges with the wet glue. It's funny, I'm sitting here reading as I'm gluing, going, what book was this out of? All right, so I think I'm going to call it a day with this journal. Let everything settle and glue. Let all the glues dry. But you can see it's starting to, what we call gator mouth. You know, as you add more stuff to it, it starts to like fan out. That's why you want to give it a little bit of room. On each side of your signature and in between your signatures, so your pages have room to expand. I think I made this one just a little, I think I made this spine just a little too wide. So it'll be a little floppy, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Let's see how it turned out. So that'll be it for today. So tomorrow, join me for Thready Thursday if you're into cross stitching. If you're working on a cross stitch project, you are always welcome to get a link and come up on panel, and we can chat while we're both cross stitching, or 3 or 4 or 10 of us, how many ever want to cross stitch along. Same time, noon Pacific Standard. So hit the like on your way out. If you didn't hit it on the way in, all of those that come in on the replay crew, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will finish this last signature off camera and after I go to the store and get more glue. So, and I'll figure out next week what we're going to work on in this journal. So, peace out. Have yourself a good day, and take in some sunshine if you've got it. It's sort of sunny, but it's freezing cold here today, so I will not be going outside in the sunshine, because I don't care how sunny it is when it's only 44 degrees outside. The sun does not matter. So have yourselves a good day. Hey, Ma, sorry, I just saw you come in. Catch it up on replay. Maybe.